Hello students, I am Vani Malhotra, SST Mistress from Government Middle School Salamatpur District, SAS Nagar, Mohali. I had already done with you present tense in part 1. Today is part 2 of tenses. In this, I'll be giving you an overview of past tense. Let's get started. Students, what is your most treasured memory? Some memories are more treasured than others and they never fade. It's time to look back into the past and think of the sweet memories of your life. Students, first we should understand the meaning of tenses, which means time. It expresses the time at which the action described by the verb takes place. So students, there are main three tenses: present tense, past tense and future tense. Students, three main tenses are further divided into four subcategories, which are as under. Present tense is divided into four categories: present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect, present perfect continuous. Past tense, past indefinite, past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous. Future tense, future indefinite, future continuous, future perfect, future perfect continuous. Students, English verb tenses give many details about time and action, such as the indefinite tense describes an action but do not state whether the action has finished. The continuous tense describes an unfinished action. The perfect tense describes a finished action. And last, the perfect continuous tense describes an action which was in progress and then finished. Let's start with the rules of subcategories of past tense. First, past indefinite tense, in which we use second form of verb. Second, past continuous tense, in which we use was, were plus first form of verb plus ing. Third, past perfect tense, had plus third form of verb. Fourth, past perfect continuous tense, had plus been plus first form of verb plus ing. Let's start with past indefinite tense or simple past tense. In this we use second form of verb. Here are some examples. I cooked food. We cooked food. You cooked food. They cooked food. He cooked food. She cooked food. Second, I ate food. We ate food. You ate food. They ate food. He ate food. She ate food. Students, before we move further, it's good to know that in the English language we have regular verbs and irregular verbs. For regular verbs, we add ed to the verb. For example, stop, stopped, stopped. Walk, walked, walked. Melt, melted, melted. Let's have a look at the irregular verbs. All these verbs have a unique past simple form. For example, eat, ate, eaten. Draw, drew, drawn. Blow, blew, blown. Let's take a look at simple past tense in affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. First, affirmative sentences. For example, I went to school. Second, Rohan played cricket. Next is negative sentences, in which we add did plus not plus first form of verb. For example, I did not go to school. Next, Rohan did not play cricket. Third is interrogative sentences. In this, we add did plus first form of verb. For example, did I go to school? Did Rohan play cricket? Students, always remember, with did we add first form of verb. Let's move to past continuous tense. This tense is used to denote an action that was going on at some time in the past. In this, we use was, were plus first form of verb plus ing. Students, remember, first person and third person singular like I, he, she, it. We use was with it. And first, second and third person plural like you, we, they. We use were with it. For example, they were playing hockey. We were playing hockey. You were playing hockey. Next, she was singing a song. He was singing a song. Let's take a look at past continuous tense in affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. First, affirmative sentences. Example, he was reading a book. You were working. Next is negative sentences, in which we add not. He was not reading a book. you were not working. Third is interrogative sentences. Example, was he reading a book? Were you working? Let's have a look at past perfect tense. It is used to express an action which has happened or completed in past. In this, we use had plus third form of verb. Students, remember we use had with all first, second and third person singular and plural like I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Here are some examples. First, I had found a pen. Second, she had closed the door. Let's take a look at past perfect tense in affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. First, affirmative sentences. Example, she had lived in this house. Second, they had eaten mangoes. Second is negative sentences in which we add not. Example, she had not lived in this house. Next, they had not eaten mangoes. Next is interrogative sentences. These are question sentences. First, had she lived in this house? Question mark. Next, had they eaten mangoes? Question mark. Moving further to past perfect continuous tense. It denotes an action that had been going on at or before some point of time in the past. In this, we add had plus been plus first form of verb plus ing. Here are some examples. You had been studying English all day. Next, he had been walking all afternoon on the beach. Let's take a look at past perfect continuous tense in affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. First, affirmative sentences. Example, you had been running. Next, he had been reading a book. Next is negative sentences in which we add not. You had not been running. He had not been reading a book. Next is interrogative sentences which are question sentences. Example, had you been running? Question mark. Next, had he been reading a book? Question mark. What were they doing yesterday? Students, look at this picture carefully and try to make 5 sentences in past continuous tense. Students, let's see if you got them right. First, the cat was climbing the tree. Second, Paul was watering the plants. Third, Mike was cleaning the windows. Fourth, the girls were playing with the dolls. Fifth, grandmother was drinking tea. Students, look at these pictures carefully and try to write the correct forms of verb. First is drive. Second, drink. Let's see if you got them right. First, drive, drove, driven. Second, drink, drank, drunk. Students, look at these pictures. First, fight. Second, fly. Check your answers, please. First, fight, fought, fought. Second, fly, flew, flown. Look at these pictures. First, hide. Second, laugh. Let's see if you got them right. First, hide, hid, hidden. Next, laugh, laughed, laughed. Students, try to make as many as sentences on past perfect tense using the hints given below. Rita, Sam, my friends, had never gone to USA, read this book, stolen 2 watches. Let's see if you got them right. First, Rita had never gone to USA. Second, Rita had read this book. Third, Rita had stolen 2 watches. Fourth, Sam had never gone to USA. Fifth, Sam had read this book. Sixth, Sam had stolen 2 watches. Seventh, my friends had never gone to USA. Eighth, my friends had read this book. Ninth, my friends had stolen 2 watches. Students, look at this picture carefully and try to make sentence using past perfect continuous tense. The boys dash. And the answer is the boys had been playing football for 2 hours. Students, this is a picture of a bus stop. Try to make sentence they dash. And the answer is they had been waiting at the bus stop for half an hour when finally the bus arrived. Look at this picture carefully and try to make a sentence. Seema dash. And the answer is Seema had been working for 3 hours when I left the room. Students, here's a speaking skill activity for you. Write a short speech on how the world was before lockdown. Discuss. Students, I hope you will love to do this homework. The inspirational movies leave an indelible impression on the viewers. Write a story of any such movie you had ever seen and had changed your life. Forget what hurt you in the past, but never forget what it taught you. The past cannot be changed. The future is yet in your power. That's all for today. Thank you, students. Happy learning.